Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Now it's no secret that I love guns. On top of loving guns, I love to mount optics on the top of my guns. All clear. Now if you're someone like me that love guns and have a borderline obsession with them, or you might be someone that only has a pistol or one shotgun or one rifle, what we have in common is we need our point of impact to match whatever it is that we're using to aim with. So if we're using red dots or green dots, iron sights, scopes, our point of impact has to match that. That's where the Cvlife multi-caliber rechargeable bore sighter comes in so handy. I've been using this thing for years and it saves me a bunch of money because the alternative is going down to the range and shooting a bunch of ammo trying to get on target, or shooting a group and doing all this confusing math and one MOA equals this at 100 yards and 10 yards. It's just a whole lot of confusion for no reason. So that's why I encourage everyone to look into one of these. This thing has saved me a bunch of money over the years, and I got really excited when I found out they're coming out with the new edition of it. It's a green laser, which this one is right here. So let's go ahead and break it down and let me show you what it's all about, and you decide if it's right for you or not. It is for me, so let's get into it. Now this one right here is the one that I've had for a number of years that I bought way back, and it has served me right. This one is a red dot. It has 32 different adapters for different sizes. It is red. But let's get this out of here because this bad boy right here is the new one. This is the brand new one that has 64 adapters. Let's take a look at the outside. The outside indicates which one you have. It's made in China, and this is some kind of number. But this is a green dot. You could get this in red or green. I decided to get the green because I had the red before. And on top of that, majority of my optics is red. So the contrast between the red trying to line up with the green is much better, in my opinion, than red on red, because it could get confusing. This is a hard case. This is a pretty sturdy case. It's not flimsy or cheap or anything like that, so that's a plus. It does have these two locking tabs here that locks down and keeps everything secure. And on top of that, first thing that we see is our user's manual telling you everything that's in the box. You've got a bore sighter, you got a 64 different caliber adapters, Type-C charging cable, a arbor, screwdriver, Allen wrench, one spare screw, the user manual, and a portable plastic package case. And then it shows you all the different adapters and how to use it. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at that right now. And this is all of them right here. Here's your Type-C charging cable. As you can see, this is your 64 different adapter pieces that fits from 0.167 all the way up to shotgun, 20 gauge shotgun. Right here is your bore sighter itself with a button. That's your charging port there. Now this thing takes 2 hours to charge, and it starts off red. And once it's finally charged 2 hours later, it turns green. And it lasts for about 17 hours. So you don't really have to worry about that. This right here is your arbor, which is like a funnel. Your spare screwdriver, well, your screwdriver, your spare screw, and your Allen wrench. Now in front of me we have 4 different firearms in 4 different calibers, starting with 22, 9mm, 12 gauge, and 223/556. And I left the action open so you guys could tell that everything is clean, clear, and empty in all of these. I'm going to demonstrate how easy it is to be on point, on target, downrange using the bore sighter. Let's start off with the 22, I guess. Now, to make sure you have the right dial, the right adapter for whatever caliber you're using, you're going to want to go into this little reference guide here, and we're looking for 22. So all this right here, not there, 22, number 6 green, because it starts at, can you guys see that, 0.217 up to 0.226. So we're looking for a number 6 green, and this is green. 1 2 3 4 5 6. So 6 green is the 6 adapter, and is green. So that's this one right here. And I just want to point out that this bad boy here is fairly light. It has a little weight to it, but it's fairly light. I guess this is made out of aluminum to keep the weight down. And what you want to do is just this screw threads here, just thread this and screw this on to right about there, so it don't expand. It's not opening up, it's just catching there. Now you want to do that right there, a couple turns right before it start opening up, and then you send it in. You see where that is? You want a little bit of pressure, just a little bit of pressure, so it could go in a little snug, and then you send this all the way in, and then you turn it clockwise. And when you turn it clockwise, you're going to feel the pressure tightening up. And what happens is it opens up. It opens up. You turn this wherever it is. And you look at that. That's not going anywhere. That's in there. You press your button. And then you just use this. In this case, we have iron sights. So you're just going to use this to line up your iron sights with that dot. Wherever that dot is, you're going to use your iron sights to line up to that dot, because that's coming directly from your bore. In here, in your chamber, it comes directly straight down, and that's where that line is. Wherever that dot is where you want to line up your front sight or your rear sight or your optic. And then while we're here, the 22 is also the same size and adapter that you're going to need for the 223. So let's turn this off, pull it out, loosen that up a tad bit, and get this. And like I said, it is all clear. And what's great about this is this long stem. So even if you have a flash hider or a muzzle or bird cage, whatever you have on the tip, it's not going to affect that. Oh, that's a little loose. So we're going to just tighten that up a hair more. Send it in there. Yep, that feels tight. That feels real tight. Turn it a couple turns clockwise. Make sure it's not going anywhere. And turn this bad boy on. Now let me give you a sight picture on how this would line up. All right, so that wasn't working. I tried to get it on video, but holding the camera and trying to zoom through the lens of a scope, the parallax just doesn't line up. But the bottom line is, this is what you want to see. You want to see your green dot from the bore sighter directly in the middle of your crosshairs of your scope. And that will put you on paper. Mind you, it might not be perfect. You might have to adjust it one way or another, up or down, side to side. But this will put you on paper, and you could fine tune it however you seem fit. This is the best I could have done using a photo. But you get the idea. Now, moving on to shotguns, I just want to reiterate to you guys to make sure your gun is empty. Your action is open, your chamber is clear, there's nothing there. Just make sure your stuff is empty, because safety is key, and I can't stress that enough. So make sure your stuff is empty. All right. Now, I have an improved cylinder inside of here. So my particular one is going to be this. This is the adapter that I need for my bore, and I'm going to take this, and that's where this arbor comes in handy. You just slide that over there. It's like a funnel, okay? It's just a funnel. You slide it over there to take up the gap. This is the one I need, and again, you're just going to turn this clockwise till it compresses down. All right, before it starts opening up and going crazy, you just wanna, that's a little too, and the key is to open it enough to where it's not loose in there. You want a little resistance. You want that little resistance in there so that you have walls. It grips the walls. Oh, see, it's not gripping anything. You want a little bit more. Then send it in. Then tighten it clockwise until it's nice and stiff. It's nice and stiff there. You can see this thing is doing what it's supposed to do. And there you have it. Like that. You turn it on. You aim at whatever distance you're aiming at, whatever target you're aiming at. Line up your sights, adjust as needed. To take it off, same steps as before. Make sure this is off. You unscrew it counterclockwise. All right, and then you just pull it out. If there's a little bit stiffness there, you turn a couple more turns and pop it right out. You unscrew this. Put that back where it goes. Put back your arbor / funnel where that goes. And then you move on to whatever is next. In my case, let's move on to the pistol. Now moving right along to the pistols, we're gonna go to the most common and popular round there is, which is a 9mm. Again, make sure you're all clear. Nothing in there, nothing up there, nothing anywhere. This is 9mm, and if you look at your owner's guide here, it's not gonna flat out come and show you 9mm, but it just so happened that 357 is basically the same diameter as a 9mm. So let's look for 357, and it's gonna come down right here. You see that 0.354 to 364, that's gonna be 20 black. 20 black is gonna be here. Nope, that's 24. So then that means this gotta be 20 black. Yep. Let's see if this will pick up. There you go, 20 black. And once again, we're going to thread this bad boy right on there. Make sure you don't cross thread. Make sure it goes on nice and easy clockwise to about right there. And then, oh, all right. It's a little stiff, which is not too bad. You don't want it too stiff. You don't want to over tighten it, or you might break the stem trying to send it in, trying to send it home. And then you just, again, tighten clockwise lightly to where it's nice and stiff, and turn it on. Let's go ahead and turn this upwards so it's easier, like that. And let me give you guys a point of view. And we're in for a treat because I just mounted this particular red dot on top of this, and I gotta sight it in anyway. So let's take you along for the ride. Now the distance from where I am to that wall is 23 feet. I like to go between 15 and 25 feet, somewhere in between. Maybe 20 would be the sweet spot. But in this scenario, we're gonna be at 23 feet. You turn that on, and you can see right there, it's fairly close. It's fairly close, but still needs some tuning. So we put that down. We get our handy dandy screwdriver, and where do we have to go? Let's take a look. All right, trying to do this on camera is kind of tough, but we have to go up and to the left. So up, well, up is down. Remember when I told you guys, sometimes you have to go clockwise and counterclockwise, because this says up this way, but I have to actually turn it the other way. All right. All right, that looks to be in line. All right, now let's go over to the right or to the left. And that's what you want. That's what you want right there. That green that I was picking up earlier, that was from the tritium front sight. So that glare right there is from the tritium. But that right there is what you want. Your red dot is right on top of your green dot. And now, just to make sure, you turn this off and it's red. You turn it back on and it's that amber color. And just like that, we're sighted in. Easy as pie. Now let's take this bad boy out to the range and see how well we did. Well, as you can see from the range video, it wasn't too bad. It was not too bad at all. I'll live with that. I'm a happy camper, but that's this particular instance. Sometimes you might have to adjust it and tweak it a little bit. The dot is not 100% spot on 100% of the time. You might have to adjust it up or down or left or right or whatever have you. But I'm a happy camper. I am thrilled with this bad boy. It has saved me a lot and I continue to use it. I really like it, but you guys let me know your thoughts. I'm going to have the link to this on the Amazon website in the description box below. If you want, pick it up. You can get it in red. The red is about 45 bucks. The green is 50 bucks. So you guys let me know. If you have experience with this, if you plan on picking it up or anything like that, leave me a comment below letting me know your experience and your thoughts on this product. And as always, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share the video. All that stuff really helps us out. And we'll catch you in the next time. Next time, stay blessed, stay safe. Peace out.